Today's video was sponsored by our friends at EcoFlow. So welcome back to the Sawmill, friends. Before we get started today, let me share with you a quick word from our sponsor of today's video, which is EcoFlow, and show you guys a product they have that makes charging up these portable power stations a whole lot easier. You guys hang in there. So guys, I love portable power stations. You all know that. I show them in the videos all the time. EcoFlow is my preferred brand. Right now I'm using it over here on my tool charging station to charge up all these batteries. These things are great to have around. You'll always have a reason to use them. And the product I'm going to show you today makes recharging these a whole lot easier. So there's a lot of different ways to charge up your portable power station. For a lot of people, they just take the plug that comes with it and plug it into a 110 outlet, and that charges it up just fine. But there's actually another way you can charge these stations up you might not be aware of. An EcoFlow 500 watt alternator charger. All right guys, let's see what's in the box. All right guys, so in this bag we have the input cable, the output cable, and the fuse cable. All right, and this other box has your manual and the actual alternator charger right there. I'm gonna hook this up to my side-by-side today so I can charge up my power station anytime I need to. All right guys, as far as the install goes, pretty simple. Red goes to the positive, black goes to the negative. Make sure you install this extra cable right here that has the fuse in it. All right guys, for demonstration purposes only, I just got the key turned on the side-by-side. I'm not gonna start the engine. We're not gonna fully charge this thing. I mean, it's already at 99% already. So right now on the input watts, it's showing 0. We got a green light up there on the alternator. Everything's working like it's supposed to, but it's not charging yet. So in order to make this work, you must use their app. This is for iPhone. They also have this for Android. You can put all your EcoFlow power units on this app right here, do updates and all that stuff. It's really handy. The alternator is no different. Right there we got the voltage. You got to set all that in your presets based on how many volts your battery is that you're hooking to on what specific vehicle. This vehicle is 12 volts. So right now we got everything hooked up. Everything's working just fine. But in order to start charging, we got to turn this button on right here. So you slide that to the on button. And there it goes. Short delay there, but it does start working. So right now we are charging the battery unit, even though we're at 99%. You can see the input right there, 270 watts. It would be a lot more if the motor was running. Now something else pretty cool here, guys, you can do reverse charging. So let's say the battery on your vehicle is dead. You bring out your power unit, you hook it up, do reverse charging, and you don't need jumper cables. You also have a battery maintenance button right there as well. And over here in the settings, you can go in here and select the Wi-Fi for your updates, and also you have all your settings right there. You can name this device, the location. I have mine listed at the farm space. Your battery type that you're going to charge. You want to specify which one you're going to be charging every time and your starting voltage. Now something else I didn't cover, guys, this is an EcoFlow unit, but it is compatible with most third-party power stations. So once again, a big thank you to EcoFlow for sponsoring today's video. I really appreciate it. And guys, if you have a portable power station, I would take a good hard look at that alternator charger right there. Because if you're out vacationing, maybe you're out camping, or like me out at the farm doing work out in the field, and you're using those power stations to charge tools and charge up your batteries for those tools, it's really nice to have something close by to recharge those units, because they will go dead over time. They're not going to last forever. So once again, EcoFlow, thank you very much, and let's get on to today's video. So today's video, guys, is actually a request I got from several Patreon members. They wanted an updated tour of all the buildings here at the farm and also the equipment. So you guys hang in there. I'm going to take you around the farm and show you everything I got. All right, guys, the first place we're going to cover is this shop. It's 30 by 72. It's got 12-foot sidewalls, 2 garage doors, houses all my mechanic tools and a lot of my farm machinery as well. Let's start back here in the back, and hopefully this GoPro will do decent, because I don't have lights back here yet. This shop is nowhere near done. And this over here, guys, look over it. This is my catch-all. I need to organize this entire wall sooner than later, but we'll get there. So starting right here in the back, T25 TYM tractor, 25 horsepower Yanmar. It's got a belly mower on it. That's its primary use here at the farm. And right there is the loader that goes with it. And right here in front of us is a DeWalt battery powered log splitter that I need to show you guys sooner than later. It's a pretty neat little machine. DeWalt sent this over for me to review. I've not got to try it yet. That's why you guys not seen it. As soon as I put this thing in action, I'll let you guys know what I think. So back here against the wall, like I said, we got the loader for the T25. I use this loader for like mulch and sawdust and stuff like that. Nothing crazy. Right here in the middle is another tool you guys haven't seen yet. This is a mud mixer for mixing up concrete. Got a lot of concrete jobs here at the farm this year planned. You get that going. Right here in the middle is a hay baler that I bought last year. And let me tell you why I bought myself a hay baler. So last year we bought the adjoining farm, which was a small log cabin built in 1850 and about 14 acres. Most of it is pasture. And that's why we bought this hay baler. It's not a lot to cut for hay over there. It's not a huge hay production farm, but I wanted to cut my own hay and not rely on neighbors. And I got a really good deal on this New Holland here. Out the door, brand new, $26,000. That was a steal right there. The regular price was in the upper 30s. And the way I got a good price on this was I got on Facebook Marketplace. I was looking for a hay baler. There were several used ones on there, but I didn't want nothing to do with one of those guys. I didn't want to work on them. I was wanting something new, but man, they were not cheap. And this one popped up. So I called the dealer over in North Carolina. I said, what's the deal with this? And he says, it's brand new, it's been on our lot for almost a year, and the owner said, get it out of here. So I sent them a check, went over the next day and bought it. It's a great baler, it's a twine baler. It doesn't do the net wrap, but does a really good job. And I've only ran 7 bales through it so far. So it's gonna get a workout here in just a few weeks when we start baling hay. That's why that machine's here. And man, I tell you what, I love it, and it should last me the rest of my farming career, more than likely. And not sponsored by New Holland. They have no idea who I am. So back here in the corner is my blade sharpening area. And as you can see, there's no outlet yet. I'm not sharpening blades in a while. This is a BMS 250 sharpener made by Wood-Mizer. And over here is a BMT 200 250. It's got dual modes on it in case you don't have a motor. That's why it's got 2 numbers on there. Right there is a setter. And right there in the corner is a bunch of silver tip turbo 7s. You guys know where I get those. Then right over here in those cases are more of those blades right there. And real quick here, guys, on sharpening. If you own a sawmill and there's nobody local to you that has a sharpener, it's a pretty investment to buy your own sharpener. Wood-Mizer used to do sharpenings, but they quit doing that a couple of years ago, with the exception of, to my knowledge, I may be wrong about this, there may be more than this, Wood-Mizer North Carolina and Wood-Mizer Pennsylvania both still do resharp. But those locations are actually independent from Wood-Mizer. They sell Wood-Mizer sawmills, they service the mills, but they're kind of like a franchise, is what's been described to me. So if you live near those guys, they'll still sharpen your blades for you, because sharpening is a whole other art in itself, kind of like kiln drying. You gotta get good at it, you gotta know what you're doing, and you gotta have a little bit of an investment up front to buy these machines. Both of these are automated. They're the ones I recommend because, make sure the camera's still working, you can run these things and walk away from them. You don't have to sit here and babysit them. You can get both these machines for probably around $5,000 or less. And if you saw a lot and there's nobody local that sharpens blades, it will pay for itself pretty fast. And if you want to sharpen blades, there's a huge market for that if you want to offer that on the side. People offer me, my goodness. People reach out to me all the time to sharpen blades. I just don't have time, but there is a market there to make some more money if you want to do it. And there's a lot of sharpeners out there on the market, but I cannot recommend this one more than any. I've had this one since 2018, 0 problems out of it. Works every time. All right, guys, so moving down the wall, we got a bush hog hay tedder. That's a 17-footer. I bought that about a month ago for $8,000. That's for hay. We got my Hercules miter saw. That's working really good. I just bought that a couple of weeks ago. It's battery powered. Right here, guys, is one tool that I couldn't live without, to be honest with you. This is my Kato HD5 35V, or V5 35 HD. I said that backwards. 25 horsepower, open station mini excavator, weighs about 8,000 pounds, has a Yanmar engine. This thing is awesome. Back in the day, people used to tell me, get yourself an excavator, and I didn't listen to them. But having to run that one for the past year, I tell you what, guys, I couldn't be without one. If you have a lot of land to take care of and you can afford the investment, you'll never regret buying something like this. I use this machine all the time. I love having it here. All right, so real briefly, moving on down, a bunch of power stations. You guys know I love that stuff. I got a grinder and a buffer. I've not even got that stuff set up yet. Got some chainsaws right here. Got a lot of chainsaws, actually. Most of them are steel. Actually, they're all steel, except for a little Milwaukee one. Right here, guys, is some more power units. We'll be setting these up down at the sawmill sometime this summer when my conveyor gets here. That's how we're going to power the conveyor, with all these batteries right here. This is one entire system here by Blue Eddy. Can't wait to get that going. And over here on this shelf, more of the same. Got some more chainsaws, chainsaw equipment, files, oil, Milwaukee pack out boxes everywhere. More of the same. All chainsaw stuff right here in the corner. And guys, the plan is for this shop, we're going to cover every wall with shiplap. We're going to insulate it, put poplar shiplap over it. We're going to run it vertical, and then the very top of the wall, we're going to put metal. So it's going to look pretty good, and it's going to enable me to hang stuff off these walls back here. We'll have to do that sometime this summer on top of all the other projects we have to do here. And guys, there's a lot to do around here. You're going to see it today. All right, guys, on this other side, of course, we got a Bighorn side-by-side out there. That's a flatbed, works really good. I got a TYM 5835 tractor right there. That tractor is real important for hay season. It's an open station. Had that about 2 years now. Really good tractor. And over here in this corner, I got a workbench, multiple tool carts. I got my tool boxes right there. Here's a little behind the scenes footage. Right there's my camera case. Every video I make is made with 3 cameras, not counting my phone. That camera, and the GoPro I'm holding, and everything goes inside this little case I got at Harbor Freight. Works really good, and that's all you need to make videos, guys. You don't need these big fancy Canon cameras. These little DJI cameras and GoPros, the quality is just as good, and they're a lot smaller, easier to pack around. So that's all my toolboxes, like I was saying. Got them loaded down. Got some metal organizers over here with all kinds of stuff in them. Hitch pins, cotter pins, all kinds of stuff. This one beside it's empty, except for these little 3 or 4 on the top. I bought this off Marketplace the other day. Got this whole thing right here for $100. That was a steal right there. I'll be filling that up sooner than later. Then over here, these little benches, work in progress. These are actually empty right now. I'll be putting stuff in those. Got some tools right there on the bottom. I got a stapler. That's my grease gun kit right there. And then there we have my track saw. And over here we got some fencing tools, pass load, more sockets and stuff. A little Milwaukee pack out vacuum cleaner. It works really good, or a shop vac rather. That sounds better, my goodness. And this is my EcoFlow battery charger that charges up all the batteries. Need to pour some concrete right there. So that's pretty much everything inside this shop. I don't think I'm leaving anything out. I think that's most of it. This shop is brand new. We replaced the old building that was here last year. I think late October is when we had this one built. The other building was only 30 by 70, a whole lot smaller and nowhere near as tall. This one is really nice. It was built by Troyers. If you're interested in these buildings, you can reach out to Troyers, and you actually can get on their website and see what they charge for all these different style of buildings. I'll leave a link down below. Go check it out. All right, guys, so coming outside here, of course, we got the chicken house over there. There's my other side-by-side. That's a Tracker 800SX. I bought that back in 2020, I believe. Works really good. That's a good little machine right there. This is kind of a mess over here. This is a concrete slab that we had poured that we thought about putting the kiln on. Of course, the kiln is at another location. You guys will see that here in just a minute. I've been using that for pretty much air drying. That's sassafras up there, some pine and some walnut. I need to get this organized and kiln dry all that wood right there sooner than later. Over here we got some equipment. This is a Bauma-Lite MX 230, I believe is the right number. And that's a flail mower that goes on your excavator. Can't wait to get that going. Right here we have a stump grinder for a tractor that's also made by Baumelite. Then right here we have an auger that goes on the mini skid steer with 3 different augers, a 6, a 9, and a 12. And another project coming up soon is this little concrete slab right here. I'm gonna clean all the blocks off, get rid of these weeds, and put a roof over it. I think I'll put my fuel storage right there for all the machines up here at the shop. And lastly, coming over here on this area, we got my equipment trailer. I think I bought this thing about 3 or 4 years ago. It's an Iron Bull, 14,000 pound trailer. When you take away the weight of it, I think you can haul about 10,000 pounds on it. A really good trailer, although if I had to do over again, I would have got a deck over. Those fenders get in the way all the time. If you're in the market to buy a trailer for your farm or your sawmill or whatever, pay extra and get a deck over, because those fenders will get in your way. I need to sell this one and upgrade to a deck over probably. That's on my list of things to do. Now we'll hop on the tractor and go check out the kiln and the wood shop. All right, guys. So down here, we have the L200 Pro Kiln Chamber made by Nile. Had that several years. Gosh, when did we install that? I think about 2022, if I remember right. Works really good. If you want a kiln video, go search my channel. There's tons of videos about kiln drying, and I go over the inside of the kiln. Right now, it's full of poplar that's already been dried. I need to get that out here in a few days. And right here, guys, is my woodworking shop, 30 by 42, mainly timber frame construction. I built this with my dad several years ago. It's not finished like everything else around here. Nothing's finished, it seems like. But it's a really good shop, and let me show you guys inside. There's a lot going on in there. All right, friends, this is the wood shop. Look over the mess. I got a lot of stuff to finish up in here. This is the first room that you come to when you go in the side door. It's the molder room because the molder's in it. This is a Wood-Mizer MP260 4-sided molder. You can make log cabin siding, shiplap. You can S4S lumber, flooring, crown molding, all kinds of stuff. Really good machine. I've had this one for about 5 years, and I wouldn't be without it, guys. I tell you what, if you have a woodworking business, sawmill, or whatever, or a small cabinet shop, a machine like this will pay for itself really fast. It also has its very own dust extractor right there. And not that this is an excuse, but when you video just about everything you do on your property, it seems like nothing gets done, and it takes 4 or 5 times as long to do something. That's just the way it is. There's another project right there, a Mr. Coil unit that needs to go in this building. I need to get that installed as well. All right, so right here in the middle section, this is the timber frame part. I built this by myself pretty much as far as the timber frame part goes. White pine post with black walnut braces right there. Everything is pinned with wooden pegs. Right there, you can see it. And for you guys out there that want to build your own timber frame, it's doable, but I tell you what, it takes a long time. But it's pretty enjoyable, and I would do it again if I was going to do this over. So right here in the middle of the room, I got a Grizzly 20-inch planer, and over here to the left is a Hammer A341. That right there is a 16-inch jointer planer combo, although I never use the planer. I just use it for the jointer right there. Really nice machine. Right here in the middle, I got a bunch of lumber storage that needs to be turned into shiplap. This is all poplar right here and some red oak right there against the wall. Over here in this room is the woodworking room, or the hand tool room rather, although it does have a table saw in it. And this room is pretty much finished. I got T111 on the walls. Everything's insulated. I had Mullins come out and spray foam the ceiling a few years ago. Stays really nice in here. This is my U.S. General toolbox. That's where I got all my hand tools at. And these little babies right here, these will absorb, my goodness, these will absorb moisture. I can't talk, that's a shocker. If you got hand tools or something that can rust really fast, buy you some of these. They're on Amazon. I'll leave a link down below in the video description. Not sponsored by them. I buy these with my own money. And I got one of those in pretty much every drawer right here, and it keeps the rust at bay, and it makes stuff last a whole lot longer. That saw right there had rust on it when I bought it. That came from a flea market, so look over that one. My Grizzly table saw, another little portable workbench. I think that's a Vever workbench. And some more lumber storage on this wall, and a DeWalt miter saw. And people ask me about this hood for the miter saw. It works okay, but there's still a mess in here. I need to upgrade my miter saw to like a Festool or something that has less dust. I'll tell you, that one right there just made some mess. Look at all that on the floor. My goodness. That's a Harbor Freight dust collector right there for the table saw. I do have a wood stove in here that I love. I use it as much as I can. Sometimes I'll come down here and just sit by the fire. Of course, my adze collection on the wall right there. I have more adzes than you guys see. There's a bunch right there on that Liberty adze bell holder. Charging station with, you guessed it, EcoFlow chargers. Love those things. And over here we got another lumber storage rack with softwoods, pretty much pine, poplar, and some cedar. Now I know I'm talking about the size of this workshop being too small. I think this building is 30 by 42. And it's okay if you're going to come down here and build farm tables or just build commission stuff like that. But when you're doing any kind of production work with a molder, you need more room. I need a shop 3 times the size of this one. That way I can bring lumber from the kiln and drive it directly in a shop like this and run it through the molder without having to touch it so many times. It's way too small. And sometime in the future, I'm not sure when, I'll probably build me a bigger wood shop. At that point, I'm not sure what I'll do with this one. Who knows? All right, guys, so coming outside, over there's my hay field, all the way further than you guys can probably see up there to the main road. This is about 14 acres total. And it's totally harvested for hay, and it's about time to cut hay, guys. I tell you what, this is getting pretty darn thick over here. If I can get some dry weather here in the next week or two, we'll come down here and cut every bit of this. I fertilized it back the first of, I think the first week of March. It's been about 6 weeks. We've had some good rain, and I tell you what, it is really looking good. Bought this farm last year. Like I said, it's 15 acres plus the clock house or the log cabin, whatever you want to call it, way over there is included. Not been fertilized in a long time, and I tell you what, guys, I can tell a difference this year. Looking really good. So now we'll jump in the side-by-side and head down to the sawmill. You guys hang in there. Just about forgot about this one as I was driving off. This is my dump trailer. It's 6 foot by 12 foot. I think it can hold around 8,000 pounds total. That's a really good dump trailer. I bought this brand new, I think in 2020, I believe, right before COVID really went crazy. And I tell you what, guys, if you got any land, I say this all the time, if you can afford a dump trailer, I would get one because it will really help you in hauling material to your farm. I use this dump trailer all the time. Really good investment here. And just so you guys know, most of you do know, if you're new to this channel, maybe you don't, I didn't buy all this stuff at once. I bought it gradually over the years as I saved up for it. And everything you're seeing here today, I paid for with cash pretty much. I hate loans and I hate credit cards, just the way I am. All right, guys, we're down here at the sawmill, and I just got in some poplar. This is about 1,000 board feet. These are 10 footers. They got some English ivy growing on them, but that's okay, as long as it's not poison ivy. These right here, guys, are some really good logs. I think that one right there is about 30 inches on the diameter. And it looks like when he was unloading them, this one right here, yep. So this one right here, guys, should have some rainbow in it. That's not metal. Right there's mineral stains, which should produce some nice rainbow poplar lumber right there. Pretty good haul. Like I said, about 1,000 board feet. And I was needing some longer poplar. That one right there is probably the worst one as far as knots go, but the rest of them, man, they look pretty good. And he said this was one tree right here. Man, must have been a large tree. Came from a tree service. All right, guys, we're down here at the Sawmill building. And this structure we had built last July, just after we bought this farm over here. This is another acre that was across the road that I didn't own before. That's why we never had the sawmill down here where we had more room. This building is 40 by 72, and the lean-to section on the side is an additional 12 feet, so right at 54 by 72. And this building has 14-foot side walls. The back wall is covered. It has gutters on it. And right now, as far as the cost goes, I got about $25,000 in this building. That's installation, that's everything. I did all the grade work, of course, me and my buddy Richard. But I tell you what, guys, after working out of that smaller building up there at the house for years and years, I saw it up there for about 6 years, I think, before I moved down here when we bought this. I'm glad to have it. I'm pretty thankful. I tell you what, this is nice down here. This is an ideal size, in my opinion, for a small sawmill business. So back to the equipment. This right here is the star of the show as far as YouTube goes and also my business. This is a Wood-Mizer LT70 super hydraulic sawmill, 55 horsepower Yanmar diesel. Has the wide head, has all the bells and whistles, including the laser. Love this sawmill. I would order it again if I had to. Love this mill. And one of the best things about it, in my opinion, are the joysticks right here. I've had 3 Wood-Mizer sawmills, and this is the first one that's had joysticks. And that's the way to go if you can get yourself an LT70. So coming down here, this is a Bomba-Lite mini skid steer. We've had this here for about 3 months. I like it. It does a good job moving logs around, especially in a forest or a small logging operation. Works really good. Over here we got our log splitter. This is also made by Wood-Mizer. Works really good. No complaints here. I've split a ton of firewood on this machine. And this is a commercial log splitter. This is no toy or nothing like that, guys. You can flat out put the wood out with a machine like this. There's a lot of people out there with this similar machine, because they have 3 different models, I believe. They're selling firewood for a living. Really good log splitter. Got my fuel container right there full of diesel. My log right dump trailer, that's where the sawdust goes. Got some lumber stored over here, that's pine. Right here's another important machine. If you own a sawmill and you can afford it, get yourself a Wood-Mizer EG200 edger or one of their other edgers. They have several different models. And I'll tell you what, guys, I didn't have an edger for a long time. And I regret it now looking back. That right there would have saved me a lot of time on sawing. Bought my first sawmill in 2011. I got my first edger last summer. So that right there was about 13 years of manually edging boards on my sawmill. That right there is a game changer, guys. If you can afford it, like I was saying, get yourself an edger. That should be one of your first purchases after a sawmill. And probably after that, I would look at getting a kiln. But an edger is really good to have, and you'll never regret it. I love this thing. So over here on the left, we've got our TYM 754 tractor. That's our primary hay tractor. I fertilize with this machine. I also do all my baling with it. Works really good. I've had that tractor for about 4 years now. Over here, we've got the MP 100 log molder, also made by Wood-Mizer. You guys are going to see this really soon, because when we move stuff around down here, I'm going to make up a lot of room, or I'm going to free up a lot of room rather, for that machine. And over here, guys, is another machine that I talked about that I would never be without, and that's that Cotto CL35 compact track loader. I got this machine about 2 years ago, and I tell you what, guys, if you have a sawmill, get yourself a compact track loader like this one. Cotto's hard to beat. It's got a 65 horsepower Kubota diesel. And man, it's a nice machine. I tell you what, it makes sorting logs so fast. And like I said earlier, guys, I know this looks like a lot of equipment and a lot of money, and believe me, it is, but I started small. My very first sawmill was an LT28, and the only thing I had to move logs around with was a 25 horsepower Kubota tractor without a loader. I had to drag them to the mill. I started out small, but I tell you what, I've worked my way up over the years, and I'm really happy with the layout we got down here right now. All right, guys, so that's pretty much a complete tour of the farm slash sawmill and all the equipment here and the houses on the outside. I'm not gonna take you on the inside. This ain't MTV Cribs or nothing like that, but this is the closest thing I can do to it, I guess. But anyways, guys, in closing here, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. And I can't remember the person on Patreon who's been asking for this video, but hopefully they saw it. So anyways, guys, once again, thanks for watching. I'll see you back here soon.